Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an easy DIY video for you on how to flock your own Christmas tree. I feel like the word flocking is one of those words, if you say it too many times, things go terribly wrong. So we're going to try to hope that doesn't happen. But I've always wanted a flocked tree. If you didn't know, a flocked tree is a tree that looks like it's snowed on and the snow stays. So I've always wanted one. My dream tree is a King of Christmas artificial flocked tree. I just haven't decided if I wanted to commit to the artificial route. I usually always get 2 real trees every year, and just one of them I wanted to do flocking on this year. So usually you can buy your tree at a lot and they have like a flocking station machine set up next door. I just don't have one of those anywhere near me. It would take me probably an hour and a half to get somewhere like that. So I did not feel like doing that, and I wanted to try to do it myself anyways. So I did a lot of research online. I found a lot of tutorials on how to flock your own fake tree or your own artificial tree. And it's probably easier because you can go piece by piece as you stack up the tree and flock as you go. In real, you obviously cannot do that. I've linked everything that I used down below. I would recommend, you have to make sure the tree is wet, not dripping wet, but it has to be wet. So I would get your hose and get a misting attachment so you can just spray really easily instead of squirt it in a squirt bottle, because that gets tiring. And you'll also need a little sifter, and I just ordered that from Amazon because for whatever reason I guess I don't do a lot of sifting in my cooking skills. And I used Flock in a Box from Amazon. It was a 5-pound box. I used all of it, plus 5 cans of spray snow, which I feel is really helpful to kind of get in there and piece by piece shoot it where you feel like there needs to be more snow. So that's pretty much it. If you would like to learn how to get your own flocked tree look, you can do it on an artificial tree. Mine just happened to be real. Then keep watching.
So this is the flocking I used. It's the Flock in the Box. It's a 5-pound box of the Sno-Bond white, and I just got it from Amazon. And this is what it looks like inside, kind of a thicker, flowery kind of material. Here is the tree beginning with no, obviously, flocking on the tree. And then what you'll want to do is just go ahead and get the tree wet and get your German Shepherd out of the way, and just mist everything so it's nice and wet. I do end up switching to the spray bottle. This didn't make the tree wet enough. What I would do though is get your nozzle sprayer and use the fine mist and just use that instead of the sprayer. So what you're seeing now is kind of trial and error. You just scoop up the flocking material and you honestly just kind of start putting it through the sifter to sift it onto the tree. It was pretty windy. Not too bad, but that's why you're seeing a lot of the fallout kind of fly around. And what I'm doing is just kind of sifting it everywhere, kind of shoving it in the tree. And eventually I realize that the tree, it just isn't wet enough to really grab onto the flocking material. So I don't know that I really wasted flocking material, but I wish that I would have had my hose ready with the misting attachment so that I could have done that. And then I thought, oh, well, we don't need the sifter. I'll just use my hands and just throw it in there that way. And that was dumb. Don't do that. Makes your hands really dry and it doesn't stick to the branches any better. So I get a spray bottle with some water, and I just start kind of spraying the areas that I really want to focus on. And I did focus on kind of the front part of the tree that I knew was going to be facing outward, just so I didn't waste any flocking material in case, especially if it went wrong. If it really went wrong, then I would have gotten a different tree, but you know what I mean. So just do really small areas, and you just kind of shake it in there, and it's a lot of it just kind of stepping back and looking to see where you really want it to be more snowy looking. But again, I would totally get your hose and the misting attachment, because your fingers and your arms are just kind of over the whole spray nozzle business. And then I had to get on a chair because short legs couldn't reach the top of this tree. I think the tree is probably a 7-8 foot tree. I don't really remember what they said at the tree lot, but it's about that tall. And I just am doing the same thing, just really kind of dusting it along. I think it'd be maybe more helpful too to kind of really spray the tree even more. So when you're done with the flock in the box, you have to seal the snow so it doesn't fall off the branches, and all you'll do is just mist all of the snow with water, not so it's sopping wet, but just wet enough to stick. So this is the tree after the flock in a box that I used. This is kind of what it looked like. You can see how it attached to the branches. This was the entire box, and I decided I wanted more. So I used the spray snow, and it just kind of allows you to really get in there and spray exactly where you want the snow to be, and I loved it. It was so gratifying to just shoot that snow out of there and really kind of frost the branches where you wanted them to be a little bit more. So that's what I did. I mentioned in the beginning I used 5 cans of this, and I'm not sorry. This is what it looks like after all of the cans and the flock in the box. And then this photo kind of shows you what it looks like with a flash on, so you can actually see that it looks flocked, because in this photo it's really hard to tell unless you're obviously in person looking at it. But I love how it turned out. This is a really close-up shot, so you can kind of see what the flock looks like up close.
So that is it. I hope you guys learned how to flock a tree and you feel like maybe you can do it on your own tree now. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I will see you guys next time. Bye!